Last night we worked together, although you never knew, 'cause I was only dreaming I could spend my life with you. We talked about our future, how long our love would last, and where we'd be tomorrow. Leave the bad times in the past. It only happens when I dream, and you're here with me. We're holding each other. That's the way it's meant to be. So I'll keep on believing, the way all dreamers do. Maybe someday my dream will come true. Softly kissed your face, you whispered I love you in my ear. I held you tight against me, you ran your fingers through my hair. As we moved in rhythm to the light of the moon, I'll sing you a love song while we dance around the room. It only happens when I dream that you're here with me. We're holding each other, 'cause that's the way it's meant to be. Well, keep on believing, we all dreamers do. Maybe someday my dream will come true. Maybe someday my dream will come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Don't think I can wait until Friday night. I'm counting down every hour till 5 o'clock. Well, I'm stuck inside, and baby, that ain't right. 'Cause I know the baby's cold and the sun is hot. If you're ready to roll, then I'm ready to rock. Girl, it's time to just kick back, make the moments last. Take it real slow instead of living fast. Bring on the weekend, bring on the sun. Break out the ice and a bottle of rum. I wanna tall glass, no worries, lay back, no hurry, just a little fun with tequila and lime. just a little taste of summertime. Damn, you're looking good in those cut-off jeans. Every time you flash a smile, it's killing me. The way you tease, baby, that's just me. Cause I know that you're looking your best. So just kiss me on the lips and forget all the rest. Good time to just kick back, make the moments last. Take your it slow instead of living fast. Bring on the weekend, bring on the sun. Break out the ice and a bottle of rum. I wanna don't last, no worries, lay back, no hurry, just a little fun with tequila and lime, just a little taste of summertime. Why don't we kick back, relax, and lay out by the lake, and just drift away. Make the moments last. Take it slow instead of living fast. Bring on the weekend, bring on the sun. Break out the ice and a bottle of rum. I wanna don't last, no worries, lay back, no worry, just a little fun with tequila and lime. Just a little taste of summertime. Yeah, it's summertime.
He is making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show, Indie Wednesday. His name is Garrett Gregory. That is called Taste of Summertime. It is July the 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, and we're doing a live show tonight, and you're getting a taste of summertime out there as well, and we love it, don't we? Yeah, I love summertime. It's great. Only When I Dream, Alex Lee kicking off the show tonight and making his radio debut on the Tim Kelly Show. Welcome to the program. I am broadcasting live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And we've got a great live show for you tonight. 3 hours of the best in new country music and a couple of great radio interviews thrown into the mix as well. In the bottom half of our number one, Raquel and the Wildflowers will be with me, and that's going to be a fun interview. Then Liz Beth is going to be with me in the bottom half of our number two. That's also going to be a great radio interview. Two talented ladies in the world of country music, and you're going to get to hear the stories behind their songs and lots of country music on the radio tonight. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the stations that replay this program. Great stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, downtheroadradio.com, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden, Hot and Funky Radio, and KDubRadio.com. You can also catch the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming services like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon Music, wherever you stream music. Just Google search The Tim Kelly Show and you too will be listening to New Country's Best. This next gentleman is like 16 years young. He is amazing in the world of country music. His name is Cruz Wright. That is C-R-E-W-S. Cruz on his first name, and Wright has a W on his last name. His latest single out to radio is a record called Big Deal. It is a big deal. Right now, Cruz Wright on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on an Indie Wednesday.
We've had the same mayor over 30 years. Every Friday night we can hear the cheers from the stadium, that old bass drum. A Saturday morning folks is gathered round at Sandy's on Main right downtown to trade the news. It's just what they do. to lean on in anyway, just in case they miss a name. Now it might not sound like much to a city crowd, but it's a real big deal to a real small town. When it came time for me to move away, to chase some dreams on a bigger stage, I took those things with me. It's my history. And there's still some times late at night when I'll hear a train passing by, I'll swear I'm back home. Guess my heart's always known. Yes, my heart's always known. Now it might not sound like much to a city crowd, but it's a real big deal to a real small town. Loving each other, standing up for one another, having your friends all around. That's a real big deal in a real small town. When it came time for me to move away, to chase some dreams on a bigger stage, you know, I really took those things with me. It's my history. Now it might not sound like much to a city crowd, but it's a real big deal to a real small town. Hey, it's a real big deal to a real small town.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Daddy had a horse named Midnight. To me, he was 10 feet tall. He'd take him all day on the cattle drive. We could hear him coming home. He said, I'll put you in the saddle if you want me to, but there's one thing you can't do. Never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Find a way to hold on no matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I know your heart, and you've got what it takes to never let go, no, never let go of the reins. He said, my girl, you're becoming a woman now. You'll be headed out before you know. If you think midnight was a crazy ride, just wait until you hit the world. Stay up in the saddle like I taught you to, and when life's bucking you, never let go, no, never let go of the reins. Find a way to hold on no matter what comes your way. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I know your heart,
is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. Her name is Lori Cole. That is Lori, and Cole is Kole. Go check out Lori Cole. Give her a like and a follow. She's got a great song right there, a hit song on her hands called Reins. She's got the reins in her hands too, sounds like. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to hold back on pulling the trigger on this new country's best. It is some good stuff. And Lori Cole is going to be my special guest coming up later on this summer on the Tim Kelly Show. So check out the full live interview schedule at the bottom of the homepage of my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. We are 2 songs away from our first interview tonight. Raquel and the Wildflowers are going to join me on the program in just a couple of minutes. Hang out, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting started tonight on this Indie Wednesday. And by the way, there's going to be this show tonight and one more tomorrow night for the week. That will be Triple Play Thursday. We'll do that one live and play 3 songs in a row from every artist all show long. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to take Friday off for the 4th of July. It happens to be my grandson's birthday. We're going to celebrate that, and we're going to blow up some stuff. How about that? We're going to have a good time, and we hope you all have a great 4th of July. Stay safe out there, too, and let the pros do those fireworks, okay? All right. Leaving Pagetown is making their radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. This is their single called Ride or Die on KICR, Indie Country Radio, new country's best on this Indie Wednesday.
Living life full speed ahead. Never thought that I'd see 30 then. This old guitar was my escape. Never dreamed it'd lead you my way. Your soul's a reflection of mine. Showed up in perfect time. You're my reason why. Like a harmony you melt right in. You set me on fire. Baby, you're my ride or die.
listening to the
We love country music. We were headed to the beach our senior year when the driver said, "Hey girls, what you wanna hear?" I got Taylor, Bruno, Beyonce, and Wayne. I said, "Mister, can't you hear the drawling? Or y'all, that music you got won't do it all. Got scuffs on our boots and steel in our hearts. You're the DJ today, now do your part. We wanna hear George and Tammy, Cash and June, and we'll find another right if you don't play it soon. Willie Whalen, Kenny and Hal, you gotta give us country, better do it now. Randy Dolly, Loretta the Judds, that's the kind of music runs through our blood. We love country music. The driver said, "I've got something you'll like," and he shuffled his list and flashed us a smile. Out through the speakers with the lead guitar, the Zeppelin was rocking all over that car. Mister, can't you see the wearing our jeans? We're from Nashville, man, rock and roll ain't our thing. You ought to know before we get too far, the kind of music we love, that steel guitar. We wanna hear George and Tammy, Cash and June, and we'll find another right if you don't play it soon. Willie Whalen, Kenny and Hal, you gotta give us country, better do it now. Hank and Johnson, Straight and Merle, don't you see we're country girls. We love country music. We wanna hear George and Tammy, Cash and June, and we'll find another right if you don't play it soon. Willie Whalen, Kenny and Hal, you gotta give us country, better do it now. Jackson Reba, Colby and Earl, don't you see we're country girls. We love country music. We love country music. We love country music.
This is the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is Indie Wednesday. I'm playing the best in new country music, and I've got a couple of great radio interviews with some talented young ladies. And first up tonight, Raquel from Raquel and the Wildflowers. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Tim. I'm really good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the program. I appreciate your time, and you guys are currently touring and on the road, and so thanks for the time. It's much appreciated.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for having me. I've been really looking forward to today's interview with you.
Absolutely. You just went through Yellowstone. That is awesome. I hadn't done that in years, so you're getting to do a little sightseeing while you're out there on the road.
That's the best part about touring is, we don't have all day to do, things that we'd like to see, but we do find little pockets and moments to be able to explore while we're in the area, because I never know when I'm going to come back. And today we were on the way to Idaho, and we were able to cut through Yellowstone to get there, and it was amazing. It was really good.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. And I'll tell you what, there's some beauty out there in the country, and you have to take time to stop and smell the roses and look at the wildflowers, right?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful country, and just like as you go to each state, there's just something so beautiful and unique to each place you visit.
Absolutely. We'll talk about how you come up with that name for the band. It's pretty unique in the world of country music, but that's what it takes to get discovered, isn't it? You got to be different and stand out. There's a bunch out there, isn't there?
Yeah, so the inspiration behind it, I was thinking about the music, like the songwriting and the songs, and how each of them sound a little different from the other, but it's still country music at the end. It's telling stories. I grew up listening to all sorts of music, rock, country, all eras of country music, and I love all country music. And thinking about the musicians I get to perform with as well, we all come from different parts of the state. Well, really New York. But you know, when you see it come all together, everything works and it blends and it complements each other. And so I think about wildflowers in the wild, and when you look at them, they're all unique and it has its own identity and its own uniqueness to it. But when you see it all together, it's something really, really great to look at. So I feel like it really reflected my artistry, the band, the music.
Absolutely. You know, it goes back to, I believe, Lyndon B. Johnson's wife, Lady Bird Johnson. She was big on loved wildflowers, and she had them spread all over the country. I don't know if they dropped the seeds by plane or how they did it, but that's why you see them all over the sides of the road. She kind of gets credit for that. She was big on her love from wildflowers, and Lady Bird Johnson started that. And now you see the whole country just covered in them.
No, that's so amazing. Now when I see the wildflowers on the road, I'm going to think about her.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. You said you grew up in New York, but you also flew clear across the country to L.A. and spent some time there because you were trying to make it as an actress. Tell us about that little story, too.
Yeah, so I grew up in New York, and performing has always been in my heart. Like, this is just what I always wanted to do, and I always felt like this is what I was meant to do. I moved to L.A. for a little bit when I was out there. I knew I always wanted to pursue my original music, but like I don't come from a family that does music or the arts itself, especially for a career. So this has been a learning journey. Mm-hmm. But while I was out in LA, I entered it was very small. It was a very small singer-songwriter competition. I placed second, and I felt very inspired. And I thought to myself, well, it's really now or never. I got to take this chance and figure it out. And it's just like I listen to my heart and my instincts often. And it was telling me, like, I need to go back to New York and just really figure this out. Yeah. So that's what I did. I moved back to New York. And then I started to go to the drawing board. I reached out to people I went to high school with who I knew were in bands. And I was asking for advice, like, hey, are you still in a band? You know, most people said no, some said yes. And I was like, well, how do you record a song? And they started giving me advice on what to do. And one thing led to the next. I started recording my music, putting together studio musicians. Eventually, I started to form a band, playing live. And now we're touring, which is just amazing.
That is awesome. That is fun being out there on the road, and we wish you guys a lot of success. We're going to help push your music to radio. Tonight we're going to put you on 11 radio stations total, counting mine. So you're going to get out there around the country and around the world.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
They love country music universally, don't they? And in fact, you can go to where you're going in Idaho tonight, but you'll be able to tour all over the world with your music in one push of the button.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool how technology is now, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
The charts are a big thing, too. You've reached number 32 with one of your songs after winning a Reverb Nation contest. You peaked at number 32. We're going to put you on the charts tonight. I chart to the Roots Radio Report as well, weekly. So we'll get you on there as well.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so let me ask you this, too. You mentioned about country music, and I do believe it does tell the best stories. That's great for a songwriter. But do you have a wide variety of music that you grew up listening to? And then why did country really resonate with you?
It's going to sound dramatic, but it's true. Country found me. The stories really spoke to me. Even though I grew up like in, I don't even know what you would call that town, Rochelle, if it's like a small city or suburbs. Mm-hmm. The stories were always so real to me and relatable because I come from a blue-collar family, you know, very family-oriented. And I just love the sounds of country music. I love a fiddle. I love the guitars. I love the singing. Everything that goes into country music, I feel like it really is music that comes from the heart.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I just always knew that's what I was supposed to do. Okay. But I was like a little nervous because, you know, you're from New York. I'm like, will it be okay? And thankfully it has been okay.
Yeah.
Like, the country music fans and genre has been so, like, welcoming. And it's so, I don't know how to explain it, but just seeing how people react and they like the music and, you know, they're just so warm and embracing it. I'm just like, this is so cool. Like just seeing the
Yeah.
connection and everything.
We were talking about Nashville before we got on the air, and that's how you hooked up with me. You work with Nicole Zeller, my good friend from Brickshore Media out of Nashville, and we met in 2018 hanging out at the Wild Horse Saloon at an award show we were attending one night. But now since they've got this thing called the Nashville Sign. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's just off Broadway, and it'd be pretty cool to have your face up there on that, but it'd really be cool to have it on Times Square too in New York City, huh?
One day, that would be, I don't even know, I'll probably cry.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be wild.
Yep. And I'm sure the dream gig is to step into that half circle at the Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman in Nashville.
Oh my gosh. I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
That would be so, I don't even know. Like, I can't even find the words. I hope that dream does come true one
Yep.
day.
Now, let me ask you this now. Do you play any instruments? Do you leave that up to the band? And at what point did you say, hey, I think I've got a voice, or did somebody tell you could sing and you started singing?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Well, instruments. So growing up, unfortunately, lessons are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I had to always find ways to sing for free, whether it was just like singing back to the radio. Eventually, YouTube became a thing, and they had karaoke tracks, and so I would sing karaoke YouTube in my house. I'd sing in school choirs. Whenever my family would go to church, I would really like pay attention to the pitch and the music on the sheet for the hymns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really. Singing is the number one thing. It wasn't until a little bit later in life I started to pick up the guitar. I wouldn't say I'm proficient. I'm just good enough to play rhythm to keep up with the band.
Okay.
But but having a band has pushed me to learn better because they're amazing and the musicians are just incredible. I hope one day I can finally start maybe soloing a little bit, but right now I just do rhythm, which helps fill up the sound more.
Okay.
And it has helped with my writing as well.
Well, yeah,
learning how to play an
absolutely.
instrument.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. Now, are you more lyric based, or do you have to hear the hook and the melody first, or is it maybe a combination, or you pitch it to the guys? Hey, what do you think about this line or this title of a song?
It's a combination. Sometimes it's interesting because even though I don't play instruments, I make noise with my singing.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I'll go, especially to Luis, who plays guitar, and I often write with. I would just say, "Hey, Luis, can you try playing this in your guitar?" And I'll sing it to him, and he'll try to find it, and they make it more musical on like what a guitar would sound like instead of singing. So it's a mixture of everything. Sometimes the lyric comes, sometimes I'll hear like a sound and then it will just trigger an entire song. Sometimes somebody says something and it like triggers a whole song to come out. It's always different.
Yep. And a lot of, you mentioned small town. There's a lot of songs written about growing up in small towns. And then when you're out there on the road, there's so much inspiration in the things that you see, like Yellowstone and the different places that you go that end up being in songs too, aren't they?
It is, yeah. And well, my grandparents grew up across the bridge, like where I lived up in the mountains, and they were in a small town. So it's interesting because when I would growing up, even though I lived in New Rochelle, I would also visit my grandparents often on the weekends and on like the holidays and the summertime. So I would get that small town living a little bit, like sometimes like a few times throughout the year. And I loved it because we would go swimming at the creek in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
We were not allowed to go in the woods certain time of the year because people are hunting. So, but visiting other places, I get to also see that there are even smaller towns than where my grandparents lived.
Yeah.
And so it's really amazing to be able to experience, and we get to meet people too along the way, and we just talk to them.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
That is absolutely awesome. Branson, Missouri is where I'm broadcasting from. It's a small town itself of 10,000 people, but 8 to 9 million people come through here every year for the tourism. There's lots of stuff to do. It's called the live show capital of the world. There's more theater seats here in Branson than there are on Broadway in New York City. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, wow. No, that's awesome.
So over 58,000 theater seats here. Lots of shows, and they would love you in Branson. So if you ever come this way, be sure and hit me up.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Yeah, that would be fun. I always love meeting the artists in person, you know, and I got to meet Nicole, who set up this interview in person, and you know, you just develop a different kind of relationship. She's somebody now I can just pick up the phone and call, and you know, we book these interviews, and it's fun talking to you guys and meeting you through the airways. But there's nothing better than meeting in person.
It's true, because you feel that like human and real connection.
Yep. You probably see it too in a lot of live shows because your album is getting traction, and when somebody you know, is touched by your lyrics, and you see that, especially in the smaller acoustic shows that you do, that's going to make you feel really good too, doesn't it?
It is. This year is the first time we've ever had people come up to us before the show and say, "Hey, are you gonna play this song from your album?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like taken back a bit. Or they would shout out from the crowd, like during the set, like 2 Shots Tequila has been the one that people have been requesting the most, and I've never had that happen before. And I was just like blown away. I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for listening to the music."
You told me that. So 2 Shots of Tequila is going to be the third song we're going to play for you. It's going to kick off the top of the next hour. So that is a great song as well. They're all great. And I want to ask you too about this first song and the story behind it, because it's kind of based on your band, Raquel and the Wildflowers. It is titled I'm a Wildflower.
Yeah, so the song is, to me, the lyrics in it, it's what it means to me to be a wildflower. And, yeah, I just felt like I was just always meant to be on the road. I usually am like a deep thinker. Sometimes I overthink. Ask a lot of questions. Like, I know there's a bigger picture here going on. Just from spending time like in nature and alone. And I was never great in school, and my mom would always say, like, you can't like depend on your looks, you have to be like smart. And that always stuck with me. And and for me, like, I always felt like you don't have to be book smart, but if you're street smart, like, that goes a long way too. So it's just a whole bunch of storytelling in that song. And to me, what it means to be a wildflower. I was also born in February, one of the coldest months in New York.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts, the lyrics. Born in a northern cold, never like to hear a no.
I'll tell you one thing cool about flowers is we love to plant flowers. Me and my wife are big on that. We have this water feature out front of our property too, and we call it the Patio Oasis. And we sit out there and watch the hummingbirds and look at the flowers and sit there by the waterfall and just get those relaxing sounds and everything. But wildflowers come back year after year, and that's why Lady Bird Johnson did that, you know, because, you know, they just keep coming back. We love the perennials. And people are that way with your music, you know, and when you're on tour, they want to see you again, and you come back year after year to some of those same venues. They look forward to it, don't they?
Yes, and we look forward to it too. We just played in Wisconsin at Chippewa Falls, and there was a bunch of people who, we went there a couple years ago, they came back, and then there were also new people who came out. And so hopefully the next time we see them again, and maybe even more people.
Yeah, that's awesome. It becomes part of a big family, doesn't it? And that's what we are here at the radio station, man. We're live on TikTok right now. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And it's just a big radio family that we have that tunes into these shows. They get to meet somebody new, but I'm already ready for you to come back in a few months if you want to pitch something new to me that you want to talk about. And we can talk about some of the other songs, because you got a full album here that we're only going to play 3 from. So they're just going to get their appetite wet for more.
Absolutely. I would love that.
You bet. Now, who are some of the artists, and especially the females in the world of country music, that inspire you, that made you want to do something in that genre?
So growing up, just thinking at a young age, Dolly Parton. As I got older, Miranda Lambert, Casey Musgraves. Lainey Wilson is the current person that I heard her music a couple years ago, that song Working Overtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this girl's going somewhere. And her storytelling is like impeccable. But there's just so many. I love Carrie Underwood, her strong voice. Like, I love someone who can carry emotion in their singing.
Yeah.
There's just so many people that have inspired me.
That
it's
is
hard
awesome.
to list everyone because I want to like give you a list of 100 people, but I have to like give a few.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you another question after we play your song, and in the next segment, that I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but we're going to make you think a little bit, and it's not a trick question, but we'll get that in here in just a little bit. And I want to tell you too that Lainey Wilson, that "Things a Man Ought to Know," that was her debut single, I believe. I was playing that when she was an independent before she got signed to a big label. And yeah, it's been fun watching her career and all of these others that you mentioned just blossom. I've been doing this show for 13 years now, and sometimes, especially the females, they step away from music. Maybe they raise a family a little bit, and then they miss it, and they come back just like those wildflowers, and they want to do something else in music, and they come out with something new and hit us up, and we do another interview. It's fun to watch you guys' careers.
That's awesome. Yep.
It sure is. Well, we're going to play "I'm a Wildflower" with Raquel and the Wildflowers. We'll come back and talk to her some more when we continue on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best, on this Indie Wednesday.
Born in a northern cold, never liked to hear a no. I was meant to rise so free. Never wanna settle down, always love to skip a town. Nothing could ever tame me. Just cause I ain't smart in books don't mean I depend on looks. I know there's a place for me, cause I'm a wildflower. Spent some time on my own trying to find out the why. There's a bigger picture here. Only drove myself insane. I fear that day in the grave, overthinking everything. Just cause I don't see the same don't mean I don't feel the way. I know there's a place for me, cause I'm a wildflower. I'm a
That is called "I'm a Wildflower." We have Raquel with Raquel and the Wildflowers with us tonight live on the show. Great song, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a fun one to write.
Oh, yeah. That album is going to do quite well. I listened to every song that was sent to me by Nicole, and we handpicked these three. I tell you what, and you were saying, oh, this is tough. Be on my end and try to pick and program a show, man. There's so much good music that drops in my email. It's just crazy.
It must be even more tough. Yes. There's just so much good music.
Speaking of programming a show, it's a lot different than it used to be, where you could walk into a program director's office at a radio station and say, hey, this is my new single out, or this is my full album. Would you play it on the radio? Just kind of don't happen that way hardly anymore, does it, for mainstream?
I don't think so. No, you definitely, it's different, but I guess you have to like learn, like always keep adjusting and learning what's
Yeah.
the new way.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, I love getting the music in my email, and I hear it, and I know in about 30 seconds if I'm going to put it on the radio, and you made the cut, every one of them.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That means the world.
So, yeah, absolutely. You are a great singer. So let me ask you, too, what is your dream gig? This is a big question. An artist that you would like to either open for or maybe do a duet with live on stage. Who might be some names we might know?
Oh, I would love to duet with Lainey Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love her. Keith Urban, Brad
Ooh.
Paisley, Miranda Casey. Venue, the Opry.
There you go.
and as well, the Red Rocks in Colorado. That would be a dream come true.
Oh, okay. What city in Colorado is that? I'm not familiar.
That one is Denver.
Denver. Okay. You're going out to a Denver station right now. I've been on KUHS Denver for a long, long time. So my good buddy Henry Archuleta will play you on either Sunday or Monday. I get 2 shows over there a week.
Oh my gosh, that's how it starts, and then maybe one day we'll be at the Red Rocks.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we miss John Denver in the world of country music. You know, that song "Country Roads." They actually did Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood, Dolly Parton, a bunch of them. I think it was the 50th anniversary of the CMA Awards that they did a whole deal of "Country Roads," a big medley of it. Of artists did that. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
Oh yes, I do. I know. I'm thinking about it. Yes, there was like a bunch of artists
Yeah.
singing it.
Yeah, they all had
Yep.
a piece of that. Reminds me back in the day when they did "We Are the World." You know, there was Michael Jackson in there and Willie Nelson and Stevie. Can't think of his name now. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. I wonder what happened. Yeah, Stevie Wonder and Huey Lewis and the News. There was all kinds of guys in that, you know. And I loved the '80s music growing up, and that's what I listened to. And I still have the big '80s on my my website because I just love that genre. But that '90s country is what converted me to country radio. That was what did it for me.
Oh yeah, they so many good '90s country.
Mhm.
A lot of love ballads. Boot Scootin' Boogie.
Yep.
Number 1.
Oh yeah,
So many good
absolutely.
ones.
A lot of those people are still doing it. Unfortunately, Alan Jackson just did his last show due to health reasons, and I just talked to an artist that actually went to that show and got to see. He's like, I'm not going to miss that. I'm going to go see Alan Jackson in his final show. So
Oh my gosh.
you're just getting started though, and you've got a good-looking show schedule. Let's talk about where folks can find you on social media if they want to come out and see one of your shows.
Yeah, so I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a website.
Mm-hmm.
At Raquel Wildflowers or RaquelWildflowers.com.
Okay.
I'm always posting and updating the website when we have shows, and we have an email list also on the website
Okay.
for anybody who prefers doing mailers.
That is awesome. And yeah, go follow her and keep up with what she's got going on, and be on the lookout for Raquel and the Wildflowers to come to your town. Go see them in a live show and support that live country music. And you got some a good looking website, and everything is really professionally done. You're on your way. That's a lot of work, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes, the good thing is nowadays artists can, like, when you're independent, you have a little bit more control. There's a lot of resources out there. I made that website, so thank you so much. It's a lot of hours.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm currently building one for an artist friend of mine right now. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've been using Bandzoogle.
Uh-huh.
That is such a great platform because they have a lot of templates, and then you just kind of adjust it to how you want it.
Yep. That is awesome. You know, and you're helping a lot of others that are listening to this, you know, because I'll tell you what, doing these radio interviews, that's the first thing that I'm looking for is a website and then kind of a bio of your little story, you know, and it's kind of hard sometimes, isn't it, to talk about yourself, you know, and make yourself look good on a website. I know I'm that way, you know, I don't like to talk about myself. I love to interview you guys for sure, but yeah, yours is really well done, and you got a great story.
Thank you. Yeah, Nicole helped rewrite my bio. She's like, you need to put this and this and that. I'm
Yep.
like, okay.
That is
So,
awesome. She's the
yeah,
best.
She is, yeah. So sometimes you need that person to kind of like be like, no, you should write this in there. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, okay.
This next song we're going to play is called Up All Night, Good Time. I bet you have that quite a bit out there on the road.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you write this one?
I did, yeah. So this one I was approaching it like it was like a photo album of my memories growing up from the times when we like climb trees in my grandparents' backyard to being a teenager, talking about our big dreams, and then to making more good time memories.
That
So
is
that's what the
awesome.
song's about.
Are you an only child? Do you have any brothers and sisters? And if so, are any of them musically inclined like you?
I'm the older sister. I have a younger brother, and he's also very talented. He's like the musician where he'll pick up an instrument and all of a sudden he knows how to play it. I'm like, that's insane. But he doesn't do it professionally. He likes doing it more like as like for fun.
Okay. Well, it is fun, isn't it?
Yes.
And when you can get paid doing what you love to do, that's not work, is it?
Yes, it's true.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're having a good time with you tonight. Be sure to hit us up again. Let's do this again in a few months. I'd love to have you back on the program. It's been fun.
I'd love that too.
For those who are just now getting tuned in, you're not missing anything. This interview is going to end up in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. That is on my website. So after the show airs, we'll put it in there, and you can redirect folks to that if you like. And the interview is also downloadable, so you can share it on your socials if you wish.
Awesome. I definitely will.
Absolutely. It's been fun having you on tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on
You
tonight.
are welcome. Her name is Raquel with Raquel and the Wildflowers. This is Up All Night, and then to kick off the hour next is going to be 2 shots of tequila on the Tim Kelly Show. KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
Somewhere I could rest my boots. Somewhere I could put down roots. Like the oak tree in my grandma's yard. We used to climb it high to count the stars. Close my eyes to make a wish for more moments like this. These are the memories I miss. When we were up all night, sneaking up the side door, walking to the lake, down by the shoreline, all our drinking buddies, cracking a cold one, sitting by the fire, having a good time. We're up all night, dancing in the moonlight, singing along to country roads, counting the stars, messing around. We were up all night, having a good time. We were young on the run, making up the rules as we went along. We lived our lives like nothing could go wrong. But I knew I would be someday in a big town with my guitar strings. I got a dream that I need to make. These are the memories I take. When we were up all night, sneaking up the side door, walking to the lake, down by the shoreline, all our drinking buddies, cracking a cold one, sitting by the fire, having a good time. We're up all night, dancing in the moonlight, singing along to country roads, counting the stars, messing around. We were up all night, having a good time. We were out of our minds now that I look back. Didn't even think the time would fly by so fast. We were up all night, sneaking out the side door, walking to the lake, down by the shoreline. All our drinking buddies, cracking a cold one, sitting by the fire, having a good time. We're up all night, dancing in the moonlight, singing along to country roads, counting the stars, messing around. We were up all night, having a good time.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
6 a.m. that alarm clock rings. I'm off to work yet again. It's 9 to 5, just ain't right for me. I got coffee tequila. You can spend your days drifting along, watching your dream just slip away. But that's not gonna be, no, not I. I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Figuring it out is part of the search. If it was easy, we'd all be famous by now. 2 shots of tequila, oh yeah. Honky tonks and a neon light to me, yeah. Oh, and I spend my time on the road with my country band away from home, taking 2 shots of tequila. My daddy loves to yell at me, says, when you gonna grow up and get married? It's time for you to settle down. So I took 2 shots of tequila, oh yeah. I told him honky tonks and a neon light to me, yeah. Oh, and I spend my time on the road with my country band away from home, taking 2 shots of tequila. Well, he wasn't a happy old man. He says, you need yourself a better plan. Then he took 2 shots of tequila. Oh.
3 songs in a row during a great radio interview and 2 shots of tequila. That's perfect. Raquel with Raquel and the Wildflowers. Thank you for a great radio interview tonight. You're a fantastic young lady. It sure was fun having you on the program, and your music is fantastic as well. If you want to go check out her full album, go to Raquel and the Wildflowers on her website, and go like and follow her on Facebook as well. And I want to thank Nicole Zeller from Brickshore Media in Nashville, Tennessee, for setting me up with that talented young lady. She is fantastic. I can definitely say New Country's best behind every one of her songs. I can definitely say it behind every song on the playlist tonight. That's kind of how we arrange it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show. KICR IndieCountryRadio.com is the website. I'm live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We're just getting started in this live show. We've got 2 more hours to go, and I've got another great radio interview. Liz Beth is going to join me at the bottom half of this hour, so be sure to tune in for that one. Hang around, and you'll get to hear the story behind her songs as well. She is fantastic, and you're going to love her music too. Not the Carpenters are making their radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. Go follow Not the Carpenters on Facebook and social media. They are fantastic, and their song Coming Home is going to kick off the top of this hour on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's best on this Indie Wednesday.
Past 5, time to hit the road for that long old drive. Spent a hard week up here in the patch. 12-hour days gonna make it back. Waiting at home are my kids and my wife. I do it for them, they are my coming home.
You're coming home.
Sunroof open, the music up high. singing my songs as the miles go by. The smell of harvest is strong in the air, a bright blue sky and an old pain mare. Know I'm close when I see that gray barn just past Arts Quarter Section Farm. Almost home.
You're almost home. Chores are done and the horse is fed. Miss your smell or your shirt too bad. Sometimes lovers are kept apart. We're better together, heart to heart.
See my house through the field of hay. Dog comes running, tail wagging away.
You're coming.
Door flies open, the kids run out. They love their daddy, I have no doubt.
You're coming.
Mama's there for that final embrace. This old boy loves to see her face. I made it home.
You made it home.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do. Today's country.
I think I'm going to celebrate the 4th of July shooting off a few fireworks.
Have a great 4th of July, but please leave the fireworks to the pros.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
She wakes up, she don't mix her coffee the same. The bottle past the creamer has a black label name. It'll hide all her feelings. Lord knows that she needs them. She's drinking black label coffee. Yeah, but that's not what scares me. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking black label coffee. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking black label coffee. She took her time while packing to go. She knew it'd kill me just watching her go. But I didn't take the time to at least tell her she was right. Right, yeah, she's drinking black label coffee. Yeah, but that's not what scares me. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking black label coffee. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. label coffee. Yeah, but that's not what scares me. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking Black Label coffee. Yeah, yeah, she's drinking Black Label coffee. Yeah, but that's not what scares me. Is that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking Black Label coffee. It's that look in her eyes when she told me goodbye. She's drinking Black Label coffee.
His name is Derek Brandon. His debut single is called Black Label Coffee. I love that song, and it reminds me of my good friend Lacey J. Dalton, that great song that she had that plays on my classic country station, and I love it as well. I love coffee, man, and I do coffee before I do these pre-recorded interviews, and that gets me all pumped up and ready to go. We can't do without coffee, can we, ladies and gentlemen? And I'll tell you what, we can't do without country music, but I get a lot of country gospel music in my email here of late. We're going to play one of those songs right now for you. Little did they know, this is Larry Huddleston making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio on this Indie Wednesday.
They made a crown of thorns and placed it on his head, then whipped across his back until his robe was drenched blood red. They took the Son of God and nailed him to a cross. They thought they won the fight that day, but the battle was their loss. 'Cause little did they know he saved our souls that day. And little did they know that he would rise up from his grave. They thought he was dead and all their troubles would be gone. But little did they know our Savior still lives on. It would have been so easy to save himself that day, but he knew it took his blood to wash our sins away. So they mocked him and they beat him and they nailed him to that tree. He could save his life that day, but he died for you and me. Little did they know he saved our souls that day. And little did they know he would rise up from his grave. They thought he was dead and all their troubles would be gone. But little did they know our Savior still lives on. Yes, little do they know that Jesus still lives on. Yes, little did they know he saved our souls that day. And little did they know he would rise up from his grave. They thought he was dead and all their troubles would be gone. But little did they know our Savior still lives on. Yes, little do they know that Jesus still lives on.
Nobody knows new country
Like we know new country.
Indie Country Radio, new country's best.
I've always dreamed about faraway places, snow-covered mountains and white sandy beaches, five-star hotels and a $10 million view. I've always had it in the back of my mind that someday I'd walk the streets of Paris at night, sip on a latte in a cozy cafe, thousands of miles away. If I could go anywhere I've never been, I'd take a trip around the globe and back again. I still wouldn't trade it for where I am right now. If I could go anywhere in this world, I could be a lucky girl. If I could go anywhere, I wouldn't go anywhere. A friend told me I've got to see the Grand Canyon, that kind of beauty you just can't imagine. When you're standing on the edge, it takes your breath away, but you do that to me every day. If I could go anywhere I've never been, I'd take a trip around the globe and back again. I still wouldn't trade it for where I am right now. If I could go anywhere in this world, I could be a lucky girl. If I could go anywhere, I wouldn't go anywhere. I wanna stay here with you, 'cause you're where I belong, and it's oh so close to heaven. I'm safe and warm right here in your arms, and I ain't missing nothing out there. If I could go anywhere I've never been, I'd take a trip around the globe and back again. I still wouldn't trade it for where I am right now. If I could go anywhere in this world, I could be a lucky girl. If I could go anywhere, I wouldn't go anywhere. If I could go anywhere, I wouldn't go anywhere.
Her name is Ariel Franz. That is her latest single out to radio. It is called I Wouldn't Go Anywhere, and I totally agree with that. We're just getting started in this show, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got another great radio interview. Liz Beth is going to join me in just a couple more songs, so stick around for that. You're going to get to hear the story behind hers, and you can also hear the story behind Ariel's songs in our interview that we did back in January of this year. That is in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives on my website. She also got recently wrote up in a great article on the Blog Cabin. That is on our website. If you would like to be written up as one of the artists that I play on the radio or have interviewed, you can also do a Q&A with the staff writer, my good friend Mr. Dave Landon. He will ask you those questions, and he will do an article on you and put it in the Blog Cabin, and you might get published, and maybe it'll appear in the newspaper locally where you live, or maybe nationwide. Who knows? So check out the Blog Cabin, and you can check out Ariel's article on that as well. Also, the video to I Wouldn't Go Anywhere is on my TV channel. That is ICTV, Indie Country Television. That tab is on my website as well. It's KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. One more song that we love is called Back Then. His name is Rocky Boven. This is the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on an Indie Wednesday.
Spoke with word, not screens in hand. Played outside till dusk would land. Rode our bikes to where dreams hide. The world was big, we'd take the ride. We cast our lines where waters gleam. Caught the sun in every stream. The dirt, the wind, the endless skies. No blinking lights, no fake replies. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. Were guides, the moon a friend. The wires tied to how we'd spend our days in fields and laughter's tune. Life felt like forever June. Now heads are down, the world's confined to pixels where no hearts align. But I remember how we'd thrive when life was lived and felt alive. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. It's stolen our place. Oh, take me back to where we ran, where time was held in open hands. Before the glow, before the sway, technology has stolen our place. It's stolen our place.
Hey, all, this is Isaac from 49 Winchester, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country.
Dreaming about this day since late last year. First Saturday in May, and the sky couldn't be more clear. All my friends are on the way, looking 10 out of 10. Soon we'll have a cold one raced, singing here's to happiness. Let's celebrate, today's the perfect day for getting hitched up to a boat. Head down to the lake, catch all the fish, and some boys throw 'em back like a bouquet. Other girls got a new last name, but I've got an old tailgate. That's how I'm getting hitched. I'm sure someday I'll be walking down that aisle. Right now running that 2 strokes more my style. Sun is bouncing off the water like a diamond ring. There is nothing in this whole wide world that makes me feel so free like getting hitched up to a boat. Head down to the lake, catch all the fish, and some boys throw 'em back like a bouquet. Other girls got a new last name, but I've got an old tailgate. That's how I'm getting hitched. Sickness and in health, for better or for worse, we'll be out here every weekend until the weather turns. I'm getting hitched up to a boat, head down to the lake, catch all the fish, and some boys throw 'em back like a bouquet. Other girls got a new last name, but I've got an old tailgate. That's how up to a boat, head down to the lake, catch all the fish, and some boys throw 'em back like a bouquet. Other girls got a new last name, but I've got an old tailgate. That's how I'm getting hitched. Ooh, I'm getting hitched.
listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is Indie Wednesday, and I'm playing the best in new country music and a couple of great radio interviews with some talented young ladies. Liz Beth Music is with us tonight. How are you, my friend?
Hello, how are you, Tim? I'm so happy to be here.
It's great to have you on the program. I'm glad you reached out to me with your brand new song, Red Wine. It's a hit, and we're going to play it tonight.
That sounds great. I am so appreciative of your time. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you got another great song called Faded Love we'll talk about in a little bit. But your musical journey is kind of interesting. It started in New York, and then you moved to Atlanta, and now you kind of live off the grid. I want to hear that story, too.
Okay. Well, I was born in New York, and as a child sort of moved down the East Coast a little bit, and I moved to Georgia when I was about 10, and started singing in high school and in churches when I was 13, 14, 15. And I started doing like worship leading at a very young age and did a lot of big churches and a lot of conferences and things like that. And then I always dabbled in country music. I sang out at Six Flags Over Georgia for a couple of summers. Mm-hmm. And so I was sort of the girl in a prairie skirt and cowboy boots in a community that dressed in very preppy clothes. So I definitely had my own identity early on in the music world.
Yeah, that's awesome. You started singing actually in the church for about age 13, and you became a worship leader for over 20 years. That's awesome.
I did. I grew up in several Methodist churches and then non-denominational churches. And as the worship leading, as the contemporary Christian music changed over the years, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I enjoyed that for 2 decades. And really up until just a couple years ago, when I moved to Western Kentucky, that was when I made a big change in my music decisions.
Uh-huh. That is awesome.
I worked at a horse farm, and I had several horses. So I bought a place in Kentucky that was actually an Amish farm, and brought my horses to Kentucky. And there was a little show in Marion, Kentucky that was called the Old Kentucky Hayride. And I didn't think I would sing anymore, but I entered this little show, and it was just so much fun. I had forgotten how much I loved singing country music. Mm-hmm. And so it just sort of started the ball rolling, and being just a couple of hours from Nashville, it was just too close to resist.
Right. There's a big horse show called the Kentucky Derby. I love watching that every year. I'm sure you're a fan of that too.
I am a big fan of all things horses. Yes, yeah. I had 5 horses, and I've rehomed them actually right now because I've been so busy traveling, and so they are all in very good, wonderful homes, living their best lives, and I'm traveling and seeing so much, but I definitely miss the smell of horses.
Yeah, that is awesome. You know, you didn't know this about me. We talked a lot before we got on the air tonight and getting to know each other, but for 7 years, I built horse trailers in southeast Oklahoma. I got into that 90s country back then, and I started in radio back in the 90s, but I worked at a horse trailer factory called Sundowner Trailers, and they have dealerships all over the country. And I've done as big as a 9-horse trailer, you know, and working on those, putting the windows in and the horse vents on top, climbing on the roof, you know, and putting those together and everything. And yeah, it's just really cool, man. People love their horses, and they spend some big money making those horse trailers and buying those. So those are pretty neat.
Yes, I actually have a horse trailer for sale.
There you
so
go.
I know all about that. It is so much fun. Yeah. It is a very expensive hobby, but people love their horses, and I did too. I did too.
And the horse trainers and all that, they actually live in the front. They would ship those up to Elkhart, Indiana, and have the living quarters put in. I mean, they got slide out packages, and you know, they're pretty fancy in the front.
Oh, they're very fancy, and you can buy a house probably cheaper than one of those horse trailers.
Yeah, probably so. You have great inspirations in the world of country music, too, like the great Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Barbara Mandrell, Anne Murray, Olivia Newton-John. That's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff. Now, I was, born in 1968, and so all of the 70s and 80s were my era of music. And so I always loved the older music with Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn, and I have sung their songs since I was a teenager. Barbara Mandrell is just, her music runs in my veins. I just feel like I learned so much listening to her. Olivia Newton-John, same thing. Even Karen Carpenter, even though she wasn't a country artist, there is so much in her that I learned just on how to sing, and that richness I feel like I just absorbed from those artists. But I used to sing, you know, with my little karaoke mic in my basement to all that music, and that's what was the beginning of the dream right there.
On tonight's show, I've got a group called Not Those Carpenters. They're going to debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show, and I know it's because it's not the Karen Carpenter and you know, her brother, so they're called Not Those Carpenters.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that.
You know, her voice still resonates with folks. You know, nobody has done a Karen Carpenter tribute because they just can't pull her off, I don't think.
No, she was just amazing. She just had a richness in her voice that was not matchable.
I was telling you, I interviewed Gail Bliss, who was on Team Snoop Dogg of NBC's The Voice not too long ago. She's 61 years old. She's the oldest contestant that The Voice has ever had. And she did a Patsy Cline tribute here in Branson back in the 90s. And I didn't know that until I interviewed her. And, you know, I love Patsy Cline. You know, these young artists and female artists that are still coming up in the world of country music mention her all the time. And she's been gone longer than they've been alive.
I know she has been, you know, gone for actually my entire life she's been gone. But there's just such a warmth to her music, and I don't know, it just clicked with me very early on. And so songs like Walkin' After Midnight and Blue Kentucky Girl, and of course Crazy, when I am in any kind of situation where somebody says come up and sing something, I just bust out crazy, because I just you know, that is the most natural sound for me to enjoy, you know, her music. She's just very, very precious to me.
Absolutely. You mentioned Barbara Mandrell, and she's got a song called I Was Country before, you know, when country wasn't cool. I'm playing that on my classic country station that plays around the clock 24/7. But country's pretty cool now. If you say I'm in country music or I'm a country music artist, people don't think you're crazy, do they?
No, I think that it's a pretty amazing thing to be proud of. I think, and you know, and I'm on that team of trying to bring traditional country back, try to keep it strong. You know, we just really, really have to fight that fight, because we can't let those old classic, you know, I'm a big Merle Haggard fan, and we can't let that die. We can't let that go away with this generation. So I'm on that camp where we need to save that music and keep it alive.
You're absolutely correct. You know, and I was telling you off the air about what we're doing with the Branson thing in the Branson Opry, you know, and putting that show together, because there is no original music really coming into this town anymore, since all of these artists that made Branson great have passed away. Mickey Gilley, Glenn Campbell, Roy Clark, the list goes on and on. And there's so much untapped talent out there, you included, and the folks are going to figure that out when they hear you sing tonight, that we need to keep that alive, don't we? Because those inspirations of the artists that we're still talking about, that 90s country that got me into country radio, and it's 35 years ago. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. So even talking about being back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
We're all back from the 1900s. Yeah, it's just too good to let it fade away. And, you know, and it's what I feel like I come by naturally. I love that music. Just because it's important to my heart, but also because my voice just tends to really feel at home.
Yeah.
And so the original music that I'm writing and co-writing still has that feel, you know, and that's what it's going to take, is a lot of original music with the same heart.
Absolutely. You've got that coming up in a brand new album that you're putting together, and we don't have that music yet, but we got two great songs for you tonight that we're going to play, and so we look forward to that. But that's a process too, putting a whole album together, isn't it?
It is a big process, and this is brand new to me. This is the first time that I have had more than enough music to create an entire album project. But I had several songs that I had mostly written, but I just couldn't tie them up, tie the bow on top. And I got connected with Keith Bradford, who has been a godsend for me. He helped me finish 3 songs, and so we've now co-written now a 4th song. And it's just been a momentum that has started, and with music that he has written that is just amazing and fits me perfectly, and then something that I've written on my own that I can't wait to share. So all of a sudden we have more than enough, and we're trying to pare down what we're going to put on the album. So I start recording next week.
Okay, that is awesome.
Next week.
And
yes.
you mentioned a buddy of mine, J.K. Coltrane with Nashville Radio Promotions. He's also been helping you, and he sends me a lot of great stuff too that we put on the radio.
Yeah, he is a great friend. I sang out in Indiana at an Unknown Soldier benefit that he put on with the Music City Jam.
Yep, that is awesome. Now, I want to ask you too, are you the only person in your family?
JK.
Are you the only person in your family that does music? Do you have any brothers and sisters that are musically inclined that have done anything music-wise too?
No, I don't have anyone in my family who is musical at all.
Wow.
I had a grandmother who was musical, and I remember playing the piano when I was little and learning like John Thompson Book 1 songs. And I remember my grandmother said, "Listen to me, all you need to know is chords." And I thought she was crazy. And so she taught me all the chords, and it turned out to be the best thing she ever could have taught me, because that's what you play.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 chords and the truth. That's country music.
3 chords, and that is it. Yep. And so I was very grateful to my grandmother.
That's awesome. And I think you'll agree with this. It tells the best stories, doesn't it, in the world of country music?
Oh, it does. It absolutely does. And that's really where when I go through anything, good or bad, my heart can only hold so much, and then it just overflows into a song. That's just what happens every single time.
Let's talk about that for a second. Are you more lyric based? Do you have to hear the hook, or do you kind of have a combination of both, maybe?
I think because I was a teacher, I was an English teacher, I have always been much more into lyrics, and it really comes off as poetry. So for several years, I wrote phrases that would work together, and words play off words, but it was just journaling to me. It was never songwriting in my head. So I'm definitely lyric based. Once in a while I'll get a hook, and a song that I just finished co-writing called "I'm Not Russian" was one of those. It was like I had a wonderful evening with some friends, and it was nice to not have anything serious, relationship wise. And I was like, wow, I'm not fussing. I'm not crushing. My heart's, my heart's not dying. I'm not crying. This is all good. And that turned into a really awesome song.
Wow.
So that's kind of how I start, is just with a lot of emotion coming out first.
Poetry set to music.
Yes, that's what I do. But it actually is hard for me to sometimes be committed enough to then make it fit. So a lot of times I'm like a little kid with a lot of pieces of paper, and I'm like, help! I need to now put structure into it. So that's where I have to be more disciplined.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about something that's, I've done a lot of these interviews. I've never talked to anybody that, is in music but lives off the grid. You don't have any electricity, no internet or anything like that where you live. So to go out and record this, it's a process. You even had to get to a place where you had internet, and phone service to do this interview today. So.
Yes, again, I'm sitting outside a very empty Mexican restaurant in the parking lot. We have not had electricity. We do have solar panels, and so I'm able to have a little bit of power during the day. But it seemed like a really romantic idea a couple of years ago. Not having air conditioning is a little bit more challenging than I thought it would be in the middle of the summer, but it has been an amazing, an amazing experience, definitely to take forward. I have a hard time talking on the phone from my house. It's sketchy at best. I can use internet sort of. I have maybe one bar. So yeah, I have to come to town to do anything like that. But it's been a peaceful, place to live, and I'm very grateful that I'll always have this, this experience to remember.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the crazy weather we've had here lately around the country, there's a lot of people living off the grid, and they don't intend to because we lost power Sunday at work, and it still hadn't came on Tuesday yesterday when I left work. So we're living off grid in a town of 150,000 people, where 37,000 were out of power, as far as I know, the last time I checked. So.
Yeah, we're very spoiled, aren't we?
We are. We take a lot of that stuff for granted, and it's sure interesting when you have to get the candles out or the battery-operated flashlights or stuff like that, just to have that light. And you look back at some of these old movies, and that's the first thing they would do, would light up the lantern, for light to read by or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. In the very shortest days of the year, in November and December, it is dark by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I have several oil lanterns, and that's what I would use. I would use that. And then the only heat that I had was through our wood burning stove. And so, that was challenging too, because it was constantly, you just don't realize the wood that people go through to have to cut and chop and all that jazz.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's still been, I still would not trade it in for anything. It has still been a precious, because it was like going back in time. So it was like really enjoying what life was like without noise. I still don't miss having a TV at all. Even in a hotel room, I don't turn a TV on. I don't remember that it's there.
Yep, and that tunes you out from a lot of things that's going on in this world, and some of it's not good. And I'll tell you what, that's the reason I do this radio show. It's a 3-hour escape from what's going on out there. That's why people go to see a movie, maybe if they do get away to escape from that, and get their minds off of what's going on in the world. So that does have its benefits there, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And just getting, learning to live with yourself in the quiet. We tend to always need noise and distractions, and sometimes it's really nice just to sit and stare at a fire in the fireplace kind of a thing. And so it's a lesson, because people who live in this, decade don't know how to be still and don't know how to be quiet. And just be with themselves, just be content with what you have. And it's hard for me even, but it's definitely something I've gotten better at, living this lifestyle.
That's awesome. And I'm sure you'll agree with this too. When you put out this country music that you do and the stories that it tells, it's helping people that you don't even realize, that are going through a situation, a time in their life, a sad time, a happy time, whatever's going on. And they hear a song on the radio like you're putting out tonight on 10 radio stations, and it helps them get through something. And that makes you feel good too, doesn't it?
Oh, it absolutely does. And I'm very transparent on my Facebook. I have been through a lot of loss in my life and a lot of grief in my life, and I share a lot of that. I share, uplifting messages and things that I've learned, and sometimes I share something that I need to learn, and I get so many messages thanking me for sharing that they really needed to hear those words today. And so even though I try to promote my music the best I can, it's kind of new for me to put myself out there. So it's not a comfortable thing for me to do. I just try to, keep putting my music out there. But my heart is still just really into helping people. I think that's the teacher in me, and just reaching out to know, so that people who are on Facebook and having a really awful day know that they're not alone, that other people are struggling too. Not everybody on Facebook has it all together.
Yeah, we see that, don't we?
Definitely, every day.
I was going to mention that too, but for all those years that you were a teacher, you're impacting a lot of young lives, but now doing the music and the country music that you do, you can impact a lot of other lives too. So
I love that idea. Yeah, I was an elementary and preschool teacher. My degree was middle grades, but middle school children are terrifying.
Yeah.
So I love the babies. I loved teaching kindergarten, and I loved teaching second grade. Was the last public school job I had. And yeah, it's just part of who I am.
What is really cool with the technology and the internet and everything that we have now, and music sent through MP3s and stuff, there's a lot of programs in school now for music, and I love seeing the young folks that take advantage of those when they could be doing all this other technology of wasting time playing video games and stuff like that, that take these music courses, learn how to play instruments, they work on their vocals and all of that, you know, and it's pretty cool to see that in school and them teaching those kids to do it.
Oh, music has saved so many kids. Actually, the last job that I had in Georgia before I moved, I worked at a boys' home. It was a 140-acre ranch that had group homes for boys that were in the foster care system. So there were about 30 or 40 boys. And one of the things that was offered to them was to learn how to play the guitar and that was such a stress reliever and just something for them to focus, you know, all of that energy and stress on.
Okay. How did this song come about an adult beverage called Red Red Wine? Tell us about it.
Well, it's actually, I knew that I wanted something upbeat, maybe a little sassy, to follow Faded Love. And honestly, Kurt Ryle had so many songs in his treasure trove, you know, in his studio of Clarksville Creative Sound. And when we started listening to different songs, it was like, I like it. Yeah, maybe I like it. And when Red Red Wine, the demo came up, I heard about 10 seconds of it and I went, that's it. That's the one I want. I really didn't even listen to the whole thing. It had this feeling of kind of retro, kind of 50s. And then when I listened to it, I'm like, oh my goodness, it has this Jerry Lee Lewis type piano. And my brain just went flying forward. You know, I was like, when we do the session, you know, musicians on this, I want really heavy keys and and I had to dial it back a little bit, but it turned out to be such a fun song, and I just could not be happier. It was super easy to record for me. I just was so comfortable and I was so excited that when we got in there, I remember he said, oh, this one's going to be easy for you. And so it was a lot of fun to record it.
Isn't that cool?
Like
because
party.
You and I have the same kind of thing for music, an ear for it, and I know in 30 seconds or not whether this song's going to be on the radio, and you definitely made that cut. So, yeah.
Thank you. And I did all the harmony on it, and I really love singing harmony. I've done a lot of harmony for other artists, so that's a real fun thing for me to know, too, is that that's all me in there. I love that.
Yep, I love that too. So you're very good at it. Folks are going to figure that out here in just a second. We're going to play Red Red Wine with Lizbeth, and then we're going to come back and talk to her some more on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
These blues, I got nobody to tell my troubles to. In time to yesterday, I'm gonna find my baby and make him mine. So roll on, river, river of wine, red, red wine. Wash away these blues. I got nobody
to tell my troubles to. My baby's gone. He found someone new. Red, red wine, wash away these blues. Red, red wine, wash away these blues.
Her name is Liz Beth. That is her brand new single out to radio, Red Red Wine. Great job on that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You can sing.
Thank you. That was a really fun song to sing.
Yeah, let me go back in time with you a little bit. At what age, you were 13 when you started singing in church, but at what point in your life did you say, I think I want to do something music-wise? I think it was like at 37 I saw or something like that.
Yeah, I had my first opportunity to record a CD in my 30s. Yeah, I was actually like 32.
32.
And it was the first time, and it was all original music. I had met some people that had written and were performing, and they let me, record a little bit of their music, and that was so exciting. Now, when I listen to it now, I think, oh my gracious, it doesn't sound so great, but it was an exciting time for me then because it was the first time I was in a recording studio, so it was a big deal. But when I was 19 and 20 and 21, there wasn't the internet, and there might have been, but it was the size of a library to have a computer, and so having your music on be streamed all over the world wasn't even a concept. It was just a matter of whether you could move to Nashville and try to make it big, whatever that looked like, and so when I started singing again, a year ago, I still had to catch up with the idea that the radio and the internet got married, and that now you can have your music be played in Sweden and Germany and the UK and Canada, and it's an amazing thing for me because at this point in my life, that's the easiest way for me to get my music out.
Yeah, and that's what's happening for you tonight with one push of the button. That is really cool. And
it's a miracle.
Me and you have that same thing in common. When I went back and I go listen to my first radio shows, and I'm like, wow, did I really sound like that on the radio? But as you interview and you keep doing it, you're honing your craft and talking on the radio and things like that. You're getting better and better and better, and you're doing that. You're honing your craft and getting better and stuff like that. And it's just it's a win-win because a lot of artists ask me, do you ask any prepared questions? No, I want you to be yourself, to be unique, and to stand out in the world of country music. It's a big talent pool out there. You're in that big pool, and there's so much talent out there that needs to be heard, needs to be discovered. Age is just a number. I think you've got that talent, and that's why we're doing this tonight.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been one of the greatest things I've done to just work on my own, craft is doing the harmony work for other people. I did a lot of other of artists' music and their harmony, and when I get in there to do a harmony part, boy, it's like studio boot camp because you have to be so precise, and it's creative. But for me, it was really learning how to work my voice and when to push it, when to not, when to make it. It was just the greatest lesson in learning how to use my voice as a tool more than just expressing myself. And so that's been something that I really look forward to continuing, doing is doing harmony for people.
That is awesome. And now that's probably one of your favorite elements to be in, isn't it?
Oh, it's so much fun. And when I hear one of the songs, on the radio that's been released or when I hear it, I just sing the harmony because I'm like, that's me. Yeah. Well, that's my part. I love it.
I was telling you, I could never get up in front of somebody and sing like karaoke or anything like that. I sing in the truck a little bit when I'm going down the road or something like that to a song. Everybody does that, or sing in the shower, as they say, or whatever. But I could be behind this microphone all day long, and I could talk to you all day long. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, you have made it so easy. And even though I'm sitting outside a Mexican restaurant looking even slightly creepy at 10 o'clock, it's still going to be all right. It's going to be
well,
good.
In a couple of hours, you're going to be able to have lunch there if you like.
Yes, that's true. Maybe I'll just keep working with all this internet access.
We might just take them on as a sponsor. How about that?
Hey, that looks good. I'll send you a picture.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Your next song is called Faded Love. I want to hear the story behind this great song, too.
All right. So before I had even met Kurt Ryle at Clarksville Creative Sound, he heard me do a video of me singing Crazy at a restaurant down on Broadway in Nashville. And so when he pulled me in, he knew that was kind of a sound that I had. And he had a brand new version of Faded Love. And when I started singing it, it was just... I don't know, it was like, it just melted. It just, in the best way, it just felt so comfortable. It sort of had that crazy, that Patsy Cline crazy vibe. And so then I was learning that Bob Wills and his brother and his father wrote that song a long time ago. And, back in the, I think it was 30 something,
Mm-hmm.
but his father had talked about it being a fiddle song, and it came from a song that was written in around 1876 called Darling Nellie Gray, and the last line of that song was Faded Love, my faded love. So when they went to write that song, Bob Wills, that's where they got the concept for the song. And I just ran with it. It just melted into me, and it felt just like a dream, of a first song to release.
Yeah.
So I was very grateful to have that be my first one. And I just had my music video come out for that.
That is awesome. Well,
yeah.
we got to get our hands on that, too, because I have this TV channel called ICTV. It stands for Indie Country Television, and I play the independent music videos around the clock 24/7. So.
Oh, that sounds great. It's been out for about a week now, so
Okay.
I'll be happy to share that with you.
There
Thank
you go. That is perfect. And I'll tell you what, that's the first song I heard, and that's when I knew you could sing. And then you come out with your new one, Red, Red Wine, and you hit me up about it, and I'm like, well, let's do an interview. I've got an open time slot for tonight. So I appreciate your time, and thanks for being on the grid for a little bit and doing this interview. We sure do appreciate it. You got a great connection, too, on the phone, so that's awesome.
Oh, that's great to know. And I'm just so grateful to you, Tim. Thank you for all of your encouragement and your support in all this journey that is now mine. I'm very honored.
We love helping you along. I'll tell you what, and you're gonna go places. And speaking of going places, where can folks go to find Liz Beth on social media if they want to check out some of your music and that brand new album that's coming out?
Yep, I definitely am hitting the studio starting next week with the new music starting. And right now I have music on Reverb Nation, and there is a link on my Facebook page. So that is the easiest way to hear it, is go through my Facebook page. And then I am going to have everything with Red Red Wine be out this week in all of the streaming sites. But right now, there is a link on there of how you can buy it through Eye to Eye Records. Okay. And that link is on my Facebook too. So I would really appreciate them. Anybody who's listening, come join me on Facebook. It's a wonderful group of friends, and I like to connect with people every day.
It is, and you got some great people in your corner like Keith Bradford, J.K. Coltrane. You've worked with Clarksville Creative Sound. They're all fantastic, and you're going to do quite well in the world of country music. Keep doing your thing, Liz, and we'll see you on the radio, as I say.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun, Tim. Thank you.
Absolutely. To kick off the top of the next hour, since you've only got 2 to radio, we're going to play a great friend of mine from Florida. Her name is Connie Munson, and her song, It's Not Over You, is going to kick off the top of the next hour. Thanks for being here, Liz, tonight, and we'll see you on the radio real soon.
Thank you. See you soon.
You bet. This is called Faded Love from Liz Beth on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
As I look at the letters that you wrote to me, it's
As I read the lines that to me were so dear, I remember our faded love. I miss you, darling, more and more every day, as heaven would miss the stars above. With every heartbeat, I still think of you and remember our faded love. As I think of the past and all the pleasures we had, as I watched the mating of the dove, it was in the springtime that you said goodbye. I remember our faded love. I miss you, darling, more and more every day, as heaven would miss the stars above. With every heartbeat, I still think of you and remember our faded love, and remember our faded love.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
It's not over till my heart is over you. This loneliness won't leave me alone. There's no one I call my own. I left for you without thinking twice. As I was leaving, I didn't look back. Too busy thinking of memories gone past. It's not over. It's not over
my good friend from Florida. Her name is Connie Munson. That is called It's Not Over. What a great song that is, and perfect for hour number 3 of the show because it's not over, ladies and gentlemen. We got another hour to go. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, and I am live on my website at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Scroll down just a little bit. You'll see a Radio Boss player. Push play on that one. It's kind of pinkish and got my black logo on there. Push play on that. That's the live audio to the show. I'm also live on YouTube right under that Radio Boss player. You can see the face for radio, and that YouTube channel is KICR Indie Country Radio, and I'm live on TikTok at Tim Kelly On Air. You can follow and like the show over there, and we got chat rooms in all of those, so you can come and say hello, and we'd like to hear where you're listening from tonight as well. We got lots of folks listening tonight from all over the world, and we love that. We're sending the music right back to you. I want to thank Liz Beth for being on the program tonight. Isn't she fantastic? That young lady can sing, I'll tell you what. And I say young, but, she's in her prime. I'm in my prime if I pay Amazon another 30 days. But I'll tell you what, we're having a good time tonight, and we appreciate you joining us on the program. We're going to do another show just like this, but a little different tomorrow night. We call it Triple Play Thursday. We play 3 songs in a row from every artist on the program all show long, and I do not have any interviews for tomorrow night's show, so it's going to be all triple plays. If there's somebody you'd like to hear that you'd love to be on Triple Play Thursday, send me an email to indiecountryradio@yahoo.com and send those requests in. I'd love to hear from you on that as well. This next gentleman and I had a great radio interview a while back, and his name is Tyler Lorette. He's a Canadian artist, and happy Canada Day yesterday, by the way, for all you Canadians. His song is called Home. Tyler Lorette on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on an Indie Wednesday.
Saw her at a bar on a Saturday, scratched on the 8 ball and heard her say, hope he looks my way. Took my cue and started walking to bang my heart into the corner pocket. And before we got each other's names, she told me about her family, well, she watches on TV, and all about growing up in a small town. Dancing with me by the neon signs like it was moonlight, and stepping on each other's boots all night. When I look into her eyes, I could see us living out our lives. One kiss and she's got me sold. Always saw myself on my own. All I know is when I'm with her, it feels like home. She feels like home. Oh, I traded this high-rise city scene for a country girl with faded jeans, just like the one I think I found. I buy a beat-up Chevrolet, load it down and hit the highway, drive to where you're from and grow into your roots. Dancing with me by the neon signs like it was moonlight, stepping on each other's boots all night. When I look into her eyes, I could see us living out our lives. One kiss and she's got me sold. Always saw myself on my own. All I know is when I'm with her, it feels like home. Yeah, it feels like home. Every touch, every kiss, what if forever could feel like this? Never want this night to end, get a whole fire burning till the bitter end. Dancing with me by the neon signs like it was moonlight, stepping on each other's boots all night. When I look into her eyes, I could see us living out our lives. One kiss and she's got me sold. Always saw myself on my own. All I know is when I'm with her, it feels like home. She feels like home. I saw her at a bar on a Saturday.
Great
Get country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play.
This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
And this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
I ain't riding in your rodeo, boy, I've had enough. The ball you've been giving me ain't nothing close to love. I'm tired of lying here awake. I'm taking back my heart. Headed for a whiskey break and dressing for the part. Getting on my blue cowboy boots. Blues the mood I'm in right now. In my blue cowboy boots. I won't be blue for long. Bartender, bring it on. Gonna dance to every song in my feel good blue cowboy boots. I'm gonna round me up some rowdy and hang me up some fun. Gonna bask in the glow of that neon sun. A tall drink of water might take a shine to me. About to get my hat on, my buckle on and jeans and my blue cowboy boots. Blues the mood I'm in right now. In my blue cowboy boots. I won't be blue for long. Bartender, bring it on. Gonna dance to every song in my feel good blue cowboy boots. Blue cowboy boots. Gonna get 'em out, shine 'em up, pull 'em on. Get loud, get down in my blue cowboy boots. Blues the mood I'm in right now. In my blue cowboy boots. I won't be blue for long. Bartender, bring it on. Gonna dance to every song in my feel good blue cowboy boots. Blue cowboy boots. In my blue cowboy boots. In my blue cowboy boots.
She is an alumni artist of NBC's The Voice. Her name is Karen Waldrup. It is WALDRUP, and that is her brand new single out to radio. It is called Blue Cowboy Boots. There's a great video to that song. You can check it out on my TV channel. That is ICTV. That stands for Indie Country Television. It is at the top of the homepage of my website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. And Karen thanked me for playing her on the radio tonight. That is awesome, and she's got a big Facebook following. If you're not one of them, go check her out. Like her and follow her on Facebook. Tell her I sent you. She is fantastic. Don't you just love the females in the world of country music? I love the males too, and I especially love this next gentleman. He's only 13 years old, and he's been singing since he was 10. He's been a special guest on the Tim Kelly Show once, and we're getting ready to do it again later on this summer as well. My good friend from South Carolina, or North Carolina actually, his name is Michael Schott. This is called Sing Me Home. He can definitely do that on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, new country's best on an Indie Wednesday.
I just say
lights on the fire. Hear those Sunday church bells ringing. Hallelujah sings the choir. Sometimes I get that lonesome feeling. I ain't got the time and it's too far to drive. When I need a dose of down-home healing, all I have to do is close my eyes and I sing, sing me home. I just sing me home. I can see that boat dock on the river where she kissed me that first time. It still burns inside me like an ember when I hear that old steel guitar whine. Sometimes I get that lonesome feeling. I ain't got the time and it's too far to drive. When I need a dose of down-home healing, all I have to do is close my eyes and I sing me home. I just sing, yeah, sing me home. Sometimes I get that lonesome feeling, and I ain't got the time, and it's too far to drive. When I need a dose of down-home healing, all I have to do is close my eyes. I get a little closer with every line. It's where I come from, it's a state of mind. I just sing me home. I just yeah, sing me home.
It's always a party. Just
partying it up. Your country party is here all summer.
It's summertime.
Crank up the AC, because things are heating up.
No, seriously, turn up the AC or the shirt's coming off. You don't want to see this dad bod.
Turning up the summer country right now.
Every single summer, I wonder if you think about me.
Your summertime station is Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
I watch her go away, standing here drowning in the summer rain. Sunshine, just go away, leave me drowning in the summer rain. 'Cause every blue sky seemed thunder rain, every pretty smile has tasted some pain. I wish I weren't always the one who's to blame, standing here drowning in the summer rain. wish I weren't always the one who's to blame. Standing here drowning in the summer rain. I know these storms can't last. It's not the first sky I've seen overcast. I hold the remedy in my glass. I know these summer rains always seem to pass. 'Cause every blue sky seen thunder rain. Every pretty smile has tasted some pain. I wish I weren't always the one who's to blame. Standing here drowning in the summer rain. Standing here drowning in the summer rain.
That gentleman is also from Missouri. He's been a special guest on the Tim Kelly Show. His name is Kevin Palmer. Kevin Palmer Music, if you want to check him out. And what a great summertime song called Summer Rain. We had a bunch of that last Sunday and knocked out the power to a bunch of people in Missouri as well. But we hope you're safe and sound and you have power wherever you are. And if you do, check out the Tim Kelly Show. We are live right now from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And it's a pleasure to have you all tuning in. We've got lots of artists coming into my TikTok live. I appreciate when each and every one of you come in and tap that screen and give us some love right back. We appreciate that as well. This next artist from Texas has been a guest once on my show. She's going to do it again later on this summer, and I look forward to her talking to her again as well. Her name is Billy Joe Jones. Her latest single out to radio is called Why You Gotta Be So Cowboy on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
About the way you dress. It's the attitude when things get messed. It's a tied up twist when things go boom. Like you're the only lasso in the room. You're running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo. Cheap when your words are free, and cheap ain't got nothing to do with me. You're rock and roll everything you do, making like you're breaking my heart in two. You're running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo. Boots and calloused hands. I know you want to take me for a ride. Maybe if I can drive, running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be
to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
She don't break it like she used to. Her don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but the soul heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. I don't stay up when I go to sleep at night. When that sad song comes on, my heart don't even mind. She don't break it like she used to. The hurt don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but this old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. Oh no. Can go out on this town and have some fun. I don't try and hide my heart from anyone. She don't break it like she used to. The hurt don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. The pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but this old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. This old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to.
That is the brand new single out to radio from my good friend Trey Calloway. He is from Nashville, Tennessee, and that is called She Don't Break It. You're going to get to hear the story behind She Don't Break It in an upcoming interview with Trey Calloway and yours truly. And I'm also going to be interviewing Billy Joe Jones again from Texas, the previous artist that I just played. They're both fantastic and work with my good friends in Nashville, 2911 Media. They send me what I definitely can call New Country's best behind these songs, that is for sure. And so Trey Calloway is going to be a special guest, Billy Joe Jones, and a bunch of other folks. Check out the full live interview schedule at the bottom of the homepage at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. I got to talk to this gentleman a couple of times on the radio as well. He's got a brand new single out called A Music Man. He is definitely that. He is Christian Davis on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on this Indie Wednesday.
I didn't come here to be famous or to see my name in lights. I didn't come here for the money. Awards don't even cross my mind. But as long as I can remember, I've had a guitar in my hand. It's like God looked at me from heaven and said, I think I'll make a music man. And it was deep down in my bones, woven in my heart and soul. Just a kid there on my bed, trying to get it out, but hurt his head. song. You might remember when I'm gone. You might ask what keeps me going through the airport and the rain. I just love to see your faces, though I may never know your name. Truth is, I think I found my purpose down here in the grand design. That's just to sing the words God gives me, to know He's with me all the time. And it's deep down in my bones, woven in my heart and soul, stuck it out on the road. Don't ever have to be alone. Now I'm on another stage. There's people here to hear me play. So I'm just giving you a song for you to remember when I'm gone. Let me leave you with this song. You might remember when I'm gone.
This is Ashley Ewing,
And this is Blaine Howard.
and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Girl, I stopped holding my breath long before you took a step out my door. Girl, I stopped needing you bad long before you took everything I ever had and more. But I always promised you that I'd stay. But I can't stay up all of these nights waiting for you to come hold me tight. I swore we'd find a way to make it right, but I can't break down when you don't want to see me. You hide out like you don't even need me. I take back what I've been believing. I can't, but I always thought we could. We could.
I always thought we could. Boy, I stopped coming home 'cause I didn't want to be alone under the same roof. Boy, I stopped wiping these eyes long before you ever tried to tell the whole truth. But I always promised you that I'd stay. But I can't stay up all of these nights waiting for you to come hold me tight. I swore we'd find a way to make it right, but I can't break down when you don't want to see me. You hide out like you don't even need me. I take back what I've been believing. I can't, but I always thought we could.
I always thought we could.
I always thought we could. God knows that I can't,
Ashley Ewing from Texas. He is Blaine Howard from Nashville, Tennessee. And what a great collaboration and a duet there called Promises and Mistakes. That song is doing great on country radio, and we're going to chart it tonight on the Roots Radio Report. We also are the official radio station to chart on the Roots Radio Report. That logo is on my website right there on the homepage. If you click it, you might be able to see your name on the country music charts. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm going to take the playlist after tonight's show, and I'm going to put everything together, and we're going to send it to them, and you're going to hear yourself or see yourself on the country music charts. You can go back and push play and hear yourself on the radio again, too. Everything that we do is recorded. We are still live right now, and I just had a great live interview with this gentleman last week, Anthony Price. He is from Texarkana, Texas, and his latest single is called Trying to Make a Name on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on an Indie Wednesday.
Traveling down the interstate, chasing a neon dream, but it's a different set of white lines, but they all look the same. But I just crossed another county line, got a few more miles to go. I'll just keep these old wheels turning and turn up the radio. Somewhere north of Dallas, headed into Old Cow Town. I'll be playing there till midnight, when the drinks run out. And when I'm through here singing, I'll be on the road again. And I'll be somewhere around the Lone Star State, trying to make a name. I spend driving give me lots of time to think about this crazy life I'm living. It can drive you to the brink. There's someone on the radio fueling this crazy dream. They'll help me to the next town and help to keep me sane. Somewhere south of Dallas, headed into San Antonio. I'll be playing there till midnight, when the drinks run out. And when I'm through here singing, I'll be on the road again. And I'll be somewhere around the Lone Star State, trying to make a name. Well, I'm somewhere west of Dallas, headed into Abilene. I'll be playing there till midnight, when the drinks run out. And when I'm through here singing, I'll be on the road again. And I'll be somewhere around the Lone Star State, trying to make a name.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
You know who you can wrap your arms around. Baby, if you lay your trust on me, you never have to want for anything. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. Can't nobody hold you like I can. I'll be tender when you need a shoulder, tough as nails if you need boulder, the calm that gives you shelter from the noise. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. I will be the sunset in your eyes, sing to you sweetest lullabies. I'll tame the thunder when the storm's rolling, take your hard places it ain't ever been. Like a cowboy.
Oh, I like that song. It is the latest single from Pepper Brooks, making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. That is called Can't Nobody Love You Like a Cowboy. Man, that is a good song, and I can definitely say New Country's best behind that one. Pepper Brooks. Go check him out. Give him a like and a follow on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. That is a hit song right there. That's all we play, right, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I tell you what, yesterday they celebrated Canada Day for those folks up north of the border of the United States. This Friday, which is the day after tomorrow, July the 4th, we're going to celebrate our Independence Day, and that is Our Land that's going to do that. This next song is called Our Land, brand new single from my good friend Mike Carlisle on the Tim Kelly Show for KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
It's a backyard crowd and the smoke rolls high. Kids running wild beneath the summer sky. Flags on the porch and a six-pack cold. Stories get louder as the night unfolds. Fireworks stacked by the old red barn. Stars and stripes stitched into our hearts. A small town beat in a big time song. This country's been ours all along. This is our land, this is our fight. Where freedom burns like a fire at night. We raise our hands, we raise our glass to the ones who stood and never looked back. From the big city lights to the county fairgrounds, we stand together on American ground. Let the bells ring. got peach pie, daddy's got the flame. Cousin Joe's laughing, calling out the game. From the mountains down to the Texas plains, we bleed red, white, blue in our veins. We remember the brave and the ones who fell, gave their all so we could live it well. We don't take it for granted, we live it loud, proud of our roots and we sing it proud. This is our land, this is our fight, where freedom burns like a fire at night. We raise our hands, we raise our glass to the ones who stood and never looked back. From the big city lights to the county fairgrounds, we stand together on American ground. Let the bells ring and the flags fly high. This is our land, and we say it with pride. So grab your neighbor, grab a beer. We're all brothers and sisters here. No matter the town, no matter the name, we shine the same in freedom's flame. This is our land, this is our song. We've been singing it loud all along. We stand up tall, side by side, waving red, white, blue with pride. From the ocean shore to the heartland sky, you can hear it echo far and wide. This is our land, and we say it with pride.
Montana Lane, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide.
Got that old boat fired up, she's ready for water. There's a special place that we call Hooker's Bend. So honey, grab your two-piece and you can show off your tan line. And as the young boys flirt with you, hell, I'll sit back and grin. And I'll look down the cooler with our favorite cold ones. We can pop the top and we can just dive in. There's a little island north of us that we can anchor down and raise some kind of hell with all our friends. Don't worry about old Dave, he's just hungover. And Ricky just broke out that Tennessee fire. We got wailing blaring on the speakers, and all the country girls around here are getting wild. And everybody on this river's getting wild. When that sun starts to go down, put that boat in gear. We head back to the river lot and drink another beer. Add another log to that fire, a little gas and watch it burn all night long. Pass around that old guitar and play another country song. Yeah. We got Hank playing on the speakers. Country boys like us can still survive. That fire that I started is getting hotter, but not as hot as the woman sitting by my side. It's a party on this river all the time. It's a party on this river all the time.
That is a brand new single from my good friend Brian Dinkins. It is Bryan on his first name, Brian Dinkins, and that is called Party on This River. And I'll tell you what, that's a great summertime song, a great 4th of July weekend song. There's going to be a lot of partying going on, lakes, rivers, all of that. We've got the Tri-Lakes area here in Branson where 3 lakes come together, so there's a lot of water activities to do. And whatever you're doing out there, be safe this weekend, and we want to see you back here next week when we do some live shows on the radio next Thursday and Friday night, and we'll see you right back here at 7 o'clock Central Time on both nights. And we got some great radio interviews coming up as well. This is one of them. This next gentleman, he is from up north of the border as well. He's my good friend Jason Price. You're going to enjoy this interview, and you're going to get to hear the story behind this great song. It is called 24/6 from Jason Price on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
Most nights I sit here alone, my favorite stool, drinking straight Patron. It's better than being home alone, or so they tell me. A lady out for a little fun locked eyes with me, and I didn't run. She sat next to me and asked, "So what's your story?" And I told her, "Been in love till death did us part, and that just doesn't break your heart. It kills a piece. For that, there ain't no cure." She gave a girl and boy to me. I had a rich man's family, and I'd give every piece, everything I own, to have her back with me. So before you ask me for a dance in the hopes of finding some romance, and we find ourselves just a few years down the road, there's a piece of her that lives in me, and that's just the way it'll always be. So if you accept that just the way it is, I could love you 24/6. She didn't run, so I rambled on. I must have talked through 7 songs about all the things we used to do when she was here. Like on Sundays we'd go for our walks after church to our favorite spot, and I still go there and pray. I feel her dancing around me. So before you ask me for a dance in the hopes of finding some romance, and we find ourselves just a few years down the road, there's a piece of her that lives in me. It's just the way it'll always be. So if you accept that just the way it is, I could love you 24/6. I know she's not here, but there's times I swear where I can feel her right beside me. So before you ask me for a dance in the hopes of finding some romance, and we find ourselves just a few years down the road, there's a piece of her that lives in me. That's just the way it'll always be. So if you accept that just the way it is, if you accept that just the way it is, I could love you 24/6.
Once again, his name is Jason Price, and that is a hit song right there called 24/6. My name is Tim Kelly. You can go back and listen to this show, and you can do it 24/7 if you want to, and I sure would appreciate that. But thank you for joining me on the live show tonight, and I want to thank my special guest, Raquel and the Wildflowers, and Liz Beth for joining me on the program tonight. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time, I'll be on the air with Triple Play Thursday. Every artist on the show gets played 3 songs in a row all show long. I do not have any interviews for tomorrow night, so it's going to be all triple plays and 3 hours of New Country's best. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until tomorrow, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up. Let me make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of